All right, hey everyone. We got as you can see on the screen here, we got Vinny, we got Bam Lord Dave making his first public appearance in any sort of
Yes.
media for this league. This is exciting. You guys are not going to want to miss this episode. And we got my co-host John Dwong over here. He's been eating carrots all day. Don't ask. I didn't either, but apparently he's a
Night
big
vision.
fan.
Yeah, my carrot consumption levels were elite. Okay.
Your carrot game is strong, absolutely.
So natural night vision is what
Yes.
you're going for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Night vision, that's like a key skill in fantasy baseball. I mean, he has 2 championships. The rest of us just don't have that night vision. We have one combined, all 11 other members of the league.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. So, all right. So, for those of you who haven't seen this, and that's exactly 0 of you, because I all know that you have tuned into an episode, you guys know what this is going to be about. We are going to talk to Vinny. We're going to talk to Bam Lord Dave. We're going to find out who they are, why they're in this league, what's all happening and everything with their futures, with their teams, what their goals are for this upcoming season. We can really begin this anywhere. So I really want to begin with, let's just kick this right off. Dave, what do you do? Where are you from? Why are you in this league? Who do you know? Tell us all about you.
I'm born from Long Island, New York. I work in finance. I've been working as a financial analyst ever since pretty much I'd say a year before COVID kind of hit the fan. And in terms of the league itself, I've known Vinny. He's been a day one homie. What can I say? I've known him since birth. And he kind of told me about this league you guys were looking into doing. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, you guys were just looking for extra players. And I was like, yeah, sure. Fantasy league? Why not? I did not know what kind of league it was back then.
I didn't know either.
So
I'm going to be
a
honest.
lot more to adjust
None
to.
of us did.
I drafted
But
my first team
I'm here for the
thinking
ride,
it was.
and I'm here to adapt. I'm here for the ride. I've been loving it so far. And I've met a few of you beforehand. I've met a few of you through the league. But it's been fun so far.
So Dave, did you know that it was going to be did you know it was going to be like a dynasty league when you came in?
Not that I remember. So basically, for me, fantasy baseball was always like a fresh draft every year. Like I had the same group of friends, we would do it, a fresh draft, new team every year. And so when I joined this league, I was starting to see you guys talk about prospects. There's a whole in-league currency. You guys are talking about high schoolers. I'm like, what's going on here? All right, hold up. At first, I was like, all right, I'm gonna head out. All right, see ya. And then the spreadsheets, I was like, whoa. But I've been sort of adjusting to it a little bit more, looking into it and kind of figuring out what these leagues are really about. But at first, definitely, I was kind of
a little bit overwhelmed,
going with the flow.
I don't think you're alone in that regard. I won't repeat what was said in other videos, but I think that was the case for a lot of people. I think for you, Dave, I think it would be safe to say that you don't have that communication relationship with myself or with John Dwong or with Adam Green, our 3 commissioners that know the rules inside and out, kind of designed this whole system. For somebody like you who really only came in knowing like Vinny, maybe, I don't know if you know Laffy or Joe like that well, but I consider you.
So I've known Joe since college.
Okay, yeah, I consider you guys like the New York contingent, like over there. And so, like for you guys, like who didn't have like an inside connection on like one of the commissioners, it may have been a little hard to like really feel like, oh man, I can ask questions like where I have questions about it or anything like that. I know as a financial analyst, especially during COVID, probably extremely busy. So that makes a lot of sense, and I think that's so important for everyone to know because there's just been a lot of rumors, a lot of talks going around that, man, this Bam Lord Dave guy, he just doesn't care like at all. And I'm so happy that you just want to address that kind of like head on here. What do you say to like people saying stuff like that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like enough time has passed where I could have taken the time to really dive in and look at all these players and everything. But at the same time, I mean, again, I'm used to just every year it's a refresh. It's a brand new team. So I'm used to just keeping that core team, and that's kind of what I've done. And it's not like I've been the worst in the league. I mean, I've been okay, even though we've been, 2 seasons down?
2 or 3, yeah.
3
Well,
seasons.
one of them was a half season. If that passed you by and you want to forget about it, like, I mean, can't blame anyone for that one. Sure. 3 seasons.
But I can see where you guys are coming from too. I mean, everyone has their own opinions and it's fine. But yeah, I mean, going from the start, I'm not like a type of guy where I know all of the stats for all of this XXXXX. It's usually beginning of the season. That's when I'll start to take a look to see, and I'll just basically read the numbers and go off that.
Hey.
I love it.
But I do enjoy baseball. I love playing it. I love watching it. I've always loved it.
Who's
So
your favorite team?
I mean, I've been Yankees since
A
forever.
friendly reminder to
Yankees
the rest of
since
the
forever.
league that David was in the semifinals last year for the third place game. Just say.
That is
I
true.
also want to remind
You're
everyone.
not wrong there.
He's been in the playoffs 2 out of the 3 years. He didn't even know that there's been 3 seasons, but he's been in the playoffs
That's
2
gotta
out
mean
of 3
something.
years. Let that be known.
And Vinny, maybe let's turn to you for a second. Are you aware of how many playoff appearances you have?
I'm aware of 2 things. I'm aware of how many playoff appearances I have, and it's the same amount of playoff appearances that the Seattle Mariners have had since 2001. And I also know that I have the worst record over the 3 years, and I feel like I know baseball decently well for the entirety of my life. And like I said before the podcast with you guys, winning my first fantasy football title, and I've been doing fantasy football for over 10 years, and I feel like I'm decent at it. It took 10 years to do that. I can only imagine what I don't know what the hell's going wrong with baseball, but
So Vinny, you met JD in college. I met you through the same avenue that JD did. You guys were roommates freshman year, Ohio
Freshman,
State.
sophomore, junior, and senior year. That's right. All 4 years.
All 4. I didn't even know that.
Well, we lived on the same floor freshman year, but we were roommates the next 3. But we were essentially roommates freshman year because I hung out in his room like all the time. Like I hung out in our suite in his suite.
Roommate
all
by
the time,
association. That's good enough for me.
I was a roommate by association with intention to move in. I wanted to move in, but I couldn't do it.
And the shocking thing here that Vinny, I think, is the only team without a playoff appearance through 3 years in our league. I think that's true. It's shocking because Vinny, what have you been like? Okay, since you graduated Ohio State, you actually moved to Chicago, and you and I hung out quite a bit. We went to some baseball games and everything. That was awesome. And you had a sports industry job, and you're still working in sports. Why don't you tell everyone like what are you doing? Because you do a lot with sports.
So I also grew up on Long Island, New York. That's how I know that man. Who, just pause real quick. I'm really upset that his name is not Bangalore Dave instead of David M. Just want to put that.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
I grew up in Long Island. I fell in love with baseball early. It was my first sports love, and it was one of the primary reasons as to why I wanted to work in sports. And kind of like obsessing over Yankee baseball and sports numbers and Moneyball and that situation when I was younger and like influential age. The reason why I love it. And then I eventually got into college, not sure what I wanted to do with sports, but I kind of ended up leaning towards sports, TV and media, and I did a lot of that in college. Ended up getting a job out of college in Chicago, and I worked at the Big Ten Network, and then eventually went back to New York to work for MSG and MLB Network. So during the season, I'm working at MLB Network and doing some stuff with them and putting stuff on television. So I'm around it. I'm around baseball, and I was the semi-inside scoop on Joey Gallo's trade last year. That was pretty cool. Had the inside edge there, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with fantasy baseball to where I suck. I'm going to be honest. I feel good about my team on paper at times, and I look at the players I have, and it's just one thing to another. I mean, look at my division. I have a 2-time champion.
And Bean. And Bean
And
what am I supposed to do but be third place every fucking
could be
year?
better than Bean.
Vinny, Vinny, are you aware that I'm like your biggest fan in the league? I've literally said you've been a dark horse every year since the first year.
And to be honest, like I had like last year, I kind of was. I made a run, and I was close. Just couldn't pull it off. I needed David to pull up an upset, and God damn it, David, you didn't pull up the upset, but you still made the playoff. Or was it Mike? Who was it? I forgot. I think it was David or Mike that were playing each other, or something like that.
I think I played Mike.
And then you ended up making the playoffs, anyways.
Yep.
And
That
I got
happened.
fucked. But I don't know. I am in the same boat as David. I remember getting drunk with you, Drew, after we did the draft. And I remember finding out from you there while we were at a bar, this cool bar downtown Chicago, that like that this was going to be like full dynasty. And I was like,
By the way,
oh, what do you mean by full? Like we're not doing any type of draft? You're like, yeah, we'll do 5 rounds. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? I thought it was a keeper league, maybe 3 keepers. No. Full 21, whatever. And then eventually the farm system became involved, which I thought was super cool. Still think it's super cool. It is kind of convoluted, David. I understand why it's hard to bid.
honestly,
But,
it is, but it's also impressive at the same time. Like
It adds
Kudos.
such an interesting dynamic.
it does.
It's important to note, which, man, I end up saying this every episode now. This came when we formed this league and it was Dynasty, we didn't know that we'd have farm systems. It was after that first season. JD and I were talking and we brainstormed some ideas from Adam. That's why he eventually became a commissioner, was because he helped kind of brainstorm all these rules. And so like we're like, damn, we need somebody who like knows these things head to toe, everything like that. And we brainstormed these after the first season, how farm systems would work. No template from another website. This was like totally us just thinking, what could this be? And man, we've had a full embrace of it from most of the league. And honestly, to those haters out there who say that BAM Lord Dave hasn't embraced it, there is on record Adam Green, who arguably has the best farm system in the league, saying he would trade everything just for the sheer amount of ban that BLD has.
I think Bam
he's in a
Dave
good
here
position
has
still.
A top 4 farm system in the league. I'm willing to throw that out there right now.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it
Because
right
of his
now.
spending
Yes,
power. Just because of his spending power.
100%.
That's another, yeah. So, like, I thought of that earlier when I was looking at some players and then realizing, like, because it's so late in the game now, 95% of them are taken. But
No,
some of you need
that's
Bam,
not
and I got Bam to give.
That's not so. You might think like 95% of the top 10 of every farm system is taken. Sure, like not 95, like a good amount of the top 10 prospects of every team in the league has been taken. Sure, but there's over 30 top prospects for every team, and
Well, that's
truly,
also true. You're definitely
Truly, not every top 10 prospect of every farm system pans out, and a lot of random players do come up and succeed.
Yep.
You know,
Well, that's just the beauty of
long
sports. I
run.
mean, anything can happen. There's no
And
sure
it's
thing.
very true in baseball too. That's why it's such an intricate farm system that we have. Is that you can find. I just picked up a 17-year-old pitcher for the Yankees because he was called Lil Randy.
Henry.
I thought that was
Is that Lalani? Henry Lalani?
Henry Lalonde.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about him, Vinny? Because no one competed with you for that bid. You got him for 5. Congratulations.
He's 17 years old, and he was a free agent, international free agent signing by the Yankees.
Did you just hear about him on, like, Twitter or something?
I heard about him by Yes Network's Twitter.
Ah, gotcha.
And he's the only real reason he's being called Little Randy Johnson, the famous lefty, hard flame-throwing left-hander that dominated the league for 20 years, is because he's 6'7", which is very tall. He's a very tall lefty, lanky pitcher, and he emulates himself after Randy
The
Johnson.
tall 17-year-old. Jeez.
He's 17 years old, and he's throwing like low 90s right now, 92, 93, sometimes gets down to 90. but he has like 3 to 4 pitches, and at 17, that's not too bad. He probably won't pan out,
Sure.
but his name's Little Randy in the farm system.
You got him
and
for
he's-
5 anyways, so.
I got him for 5. I also listen. I like my Yankees.
I love that Vinny is out here describing personal details of Randy Johnson as if our league, that's as hardcore as having 17-year-olds in farm systems, doesn't know who it
Listen,
is.
I'm not trying to pan to our league. This is for the
Yeah,
audience. That's gonna
Vinny,
come from outside.
Henry
He
Lalani,
doesn't know.
prospect number 401
So-
in our farm system here.
That's insane.
Wow, that was the 400th and 401st.
Not bam-bitted on,
prospect
but just
to be
prospect
bam-bitted
in
on?
general.
That's
Because
awesome.
remember after year 1, when we were making that transition
Prospect to
to
be
a
on.
dynasty league, we did have
Yeah.
a handful of people that were rookies at the time, but were on rosters, and so we didn't consider those as bam bids.
Yeah, remember when I had Luis Robert for like 2 seconds and I was super excited, and you guys were like, no, that he's already in a farm system, and I'm really upset. I'm just salty. Fucking salty.
All right.
Oh my god.
So, Vinny and Dave, I have crowdsourced some questions that people wanted to ask you to in preparation for this
Why am I looking
interview.
at these numbers? Fuck.
I don't even know
And
what
the
I'm looking
first
at right
thing-
now.
First thing that people wanted to ask is about realignment.
Yes.
And
yes,
there's
yes.
some clamoring for realignment, and I want to get your thoughts. And the reason I had this pulled up, and I heard BLD just say that he wanted to know what he's looking at. Bam Lord Dave, these are your records against every person head to head. So for those of you at home looking at this, if I'm looking at Dave in this column and I'm looking at Max in this column, I'll highlight them in yellow real quick. That means you're seeing BLD versus Max all time has a 50-50 head-to-head record against Max. Whereas if I look in the next column against Ryan, Bam Lord Dave has only ever won 34% of his categories of all time against Ryan Ulrich. What I want to ask first, Vinny,
Yeah.
Oh,
what the hell, dude? Let's look at this bottom row. What the hell?
I've played Max. It looks like I've only played
3.
Max
Yeah,
twice.
that's 2 matchups.
And
2-15 and 3.
you got to go back to those weeks. I don't know. I could have had 7 IRs. You don't know. Now let's look at those starting lineups. Listen. Sometimes you're hot.
Hey,
Okay,
you do
and
have
other
bragging
times
rights
you're
over
not.
your buddy Laffy.
How about that?
Right there.
I do. I was gonna say he's the only one, but no, I have it over
Hey,
Bean
and
too.
Dave,
How the fuck do I have over fucking Bean?
62.5% against Sean. Sean's out here crying for realignment. I don't know if Sean wants to be in the same division as David.
That's hilarious. There's like a random red mark in a sea of green.
Before we,
I mean, the
before we
numbers are
even
the numbers,
fucking-
you know?
Before we start here,
Yes, they did.
by the way, I'm pretty sure that Duke just lost on a 3, which is insane.
Damn.
That's an RR.
Hey, shout out to Sean, UVA.
UVA just fucking
It's
won on a
huge.
3-pointer.
Yeah.
I am the biggest advocate for realignment. I'm fucking sick and tired of being in a division with JD. I'm sick of it. Even though he always listen, this year's a rebuilding year. No, shush, quiet down there, boy. It ain't a
Down there, boy.
What do you want to do? You want to see conferences realigned? Are you guys in favor of every year we randomly draw divisions and conferences?
I don't know about
Opposed.
every year, but I think we should do a rotation. Maybe do a 3-year rotation,
Right.
2-year rotation. This is what we do. This has nothing to do with our league. This is a fantasy football league I do with my friends. But every 3 years, we have a new. We have a realignment change. It's 2 divisions, 2 conferences. Realignment, and we also have a contract with a list of rules that it's like a collective bargaining that we have every 3 years. So if there are things that we want to change, points or whatever. We go through it and do that. So I think that's something. I think I've suggested this before. I don't know.
What are you, but how, so if we were to change the divisions though, do you feel like we're losing the rivalry aspect of it? I feel like you and JD, you guys were roommates and everything
I love
like that.
the
Like,
rivalry.
you guys play each other 4 times a year.
I love the rivalry with JD, and I mean, it's not a rivalry. He's owning my ass. So, it's great. It's great when I beat him twice. I'm pretty sure this year. Like I actually beat him, and I tied him once, I think, and it was a decent year for me against JD. But like, I'm so good.
If you want to be the best, you do
trying
have to
to
beat the best.
get a fresh start,
right? At some point, you have to get over the hump.
Yeah, I tried that 3 times.
There you have it.
Dave, who would you consider your biggest rivals in the league? If we were to realign, who do you want to see, not from a competition standpoint, but like, who would you want to play against the most, just from like a grudge match perspective?
I don't even know how to answer that. I mean, I'm not opposed to randomize just because at that it's just pure chance at that point.
He would want Sean in his division. He wants Sean in his division.
What's up?
You want Sean? Yeah, because he owns them.
Make it happen.
And make the guys above 50% here. We got 3 of them. Sean, give me a division with Sean, Joe, and Vinny.
I mean, listen, I don't mind it. I don't mind having a little rivalry with Joe. I feel like I've traded with Sean enough to like have respect for him. I think we've traded a couple times or once. I think it was a big trade, whatever. I got respect for him. I got respect for almost anyone. It's just the only one I don't is obviously it's Ben, man. Like he and I, we're rivals. It's a rivalry.
It sounds like you're in the perfect division then.
I know. I am, but I just get fucking mollywopped every year. Okay, I'm just sick of it. I like the idea of rotating, and I like the idea of having something fresh every year.
Yeah.
But you guys build the schedule. It wouldn't hurt to like keep those old rivalries to where you can play at least once a year with some of those old division foes. You play your 4 against your in division and whatever. You play however many you have in conference, but like. Let's say if JD was in the other conference with me, you can still have me face him at least once a year.
Vinny, are you confident you can beat JD this year? Do you have any confidence at all that you can finish first in your division?
You have to believe, man. You have to have some self-belief in there.
Come on, bro. You're hesitating.
I absolutely do. It's just like, I absolutely do. I do every year. I have actual studs that play on my team. Whether or not they consistently play well is a matter of the problem. Mookie Betts was injured for a good portion of the year. I had Manny Machado play out of his mind at times and then cooled off. I had probably the best trade I made was for Austin Riley, man. No one wants to talk about that, okay? Austin Riley developed into a stud when all you guys said I would drop him. I'm pretty sure Drew said he would have dropped Austin Riley last year or something like that.
It was year 1.
I think I was drunk at a Chicago bar with you when I said that.
Odorizzi, Austin Riley, and Nomar Mazara. That was the trade.
Yep. And I thought Nomar Mazara would have been a very valuable piece for a while. Then he didn't. But Austin Riley's a stud, so.
All right. Hey, so I want to transition this. Hey, Dave, you're on your phone, right? Can you mind turning that bad boy around that camera and showing us what's on your computer screens? I want to make sure you're not going to cheat here for this. What's on your computer screen?
Right now.
Tabs.
How do I turn this around?
Oh.
He's closing tabs,
You can
bro.
always
No,
just
I got
flip
my
the
hand right
phone.
here. I'm trying to figure out how to turn the camera around.
Hands free, I promise.
Okay, yeah, that might be easier. It's charging though. I don't want it to die. So we got nothing here.
Okay, we got We got a desktop background that looks like Destiny. That's awesome if it is.
Oh, it's Spider-Man, bro.
I think it's YouTube. Okay, all right. We don't got his team. Dave, I'm going to ask you to take hands off all your technology right now. And we are going to play a game of Do You Know Your Team? And I'm going to ask you to go. I'm going to ask each position. You're going to tell me, do you know that player on your team?
Hold on,
all right.
Where's my fucking phone?
Yeah, you're
So
showing it.
I'll have this up for you guys. I guess it's showing right now. It's kind of cheating.
I
for
can't
Dave.
even read that anyways.
Hopefully.
Read what you had up
There you go. Perfect. He couldn't read it. I'll have this pulled up. I'll find a way to pull this up on everyone, for everyone at home. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just tell you guys to not be lazy and pull it up on your phones. But all right, Dave. We're gonna start here. Can you name who your starting catcher is in your starting lineup?
No, that's
I
right.
think it's Travis Arnard.
Wait.
I know Arnard's the last name.
It's so close.
Travis. Travis
Arnard.
I mean, it's yeah.
He's on my bench right now.
Travis Darno.
No, and I have McCann too, but he's my second catcher. But I am looking for another one.
He does have McCann. We are up to a hot start, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, can you name the first baseman on your roster? Currently a free agent.
Pretty sure it's Rizzo. Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Rizzo. That would be correct. How about your second baseman, Dave? A former Baltimore Orioles player.
Don't remember off the top of my head right now.
That would be Freddie Galvis. Maybe an equally unknown name. Do you know who you currently have starting at third
I
base?
used to have
Multi-positional eligibility.
Has since retired.
That would be correct.
Um,
Do you have a guess at who your multi-positional Minnesota Twins player is?
No,
You do
but
have
for
Chris
some reason
Taylor.
I'm thinking of Chris Taylor.
You do have Chris
just
Taylor.
because I know he's more of like a
That's-
Swiss Army knife and he plays a lot of different positions.
That's a great guess. He's not a twin. You do have
Okay.
Chris Taylor though. Are you familiar with the name Luis
Yes.
Arias? Singles hitter. That is who you currently have starting in your third base position. Your starting shortstop. This
Yeah,
is one of
that's
your
Trey
stud
Turner.
players.
That's
I
my
assume
boy.
you know this one.
I've denied a lot
Turner.
of
I
trade
love it.
requests
I
for
love
him
it.
and a few others, mainly because I have like a set
I mean, yeah.
Power
Trey
five
Turner might be
that are helping me
untouchable.
out that are like
That's
my
what it
whole
sounds
team,
like.
but
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
he ain't going anywhere.
Not naming names here, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of those trade contenders was Adam Green.
I'd have to check my group me messages.
Do you check those, by
Occasionally.
the way?
I don't really that much. I don't really use GroupMe to begin with,
Occasionally.
unless it's this league. Honestly, that's the only thing I use GroupMe for. I feel like that was definitely like when it blew up in college. I used it, but not as much now.
I don't want to ruin your life and your career by getting you spammed with
Okay.
fantasy baseball. If people want to reach out to you regarding a trade request or something, is the best way to
GroupMe
do it
would be
via
the best.
GroupMe? Or okay. All right. That's a common question. I got that requested from several
Speaking
people.
of
I mean, it makes
before
sense
we did this
considering I've
today.
been MIA for the most part. So
Speaking of which, I have a trade offer I got to address.
Oh yeah,
I mean, maybe
Vinny, you
not,
want to do it on
I'm
air?
just looking into it at the.
Okay. Hey, you think about that one. Dave, what do you think you got for the rest of your infield? You got a Colorado Rockies former top 100 prospect, and you got a Met who might be kind of a little bit out of favor right now with the franchise.
I don't really know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know my whole team off the top of my head. Like I told you guys, that's just I don't have that memorized. So you guys may do, and that could be.
That's why this is a
For
game.
me, it's not that big of a deal. So if you guys want to put me on the spot, that's cool. But I don't know the team word for word.
Absolutely. You're doing so much better than I think anyone expected, to be honest. This is not meant to be
what did you guys expect?
blast against you, but
crucify me on your podcast. Like, is that what you guys wanted to see?
we had a question. We had a crowdsourced question from the audience asking you to name your team.
He's got pieces on his team.
Well, there's
he's
your
got
answer.
Chris
So,
Taylor. He's got Trey
that's-
Turner. He's got his outfield. Aaron Judge, Trent Grisham. Like, he's got those pieces out there. Some key contributors. Rizzo. I missed
Aaron
Rizzo.
Judge, baby.
No.
Listen, don't
There you
forget
go.
Brett Gardner, baby.
You can't forget my boy Brett Gardner. I mean, that's the only reason. He's my boy.
So Dave, why don't we turn our attention here and talk about some of your Yankees players and mostly I want to talk about maybe your kind of concrete building block here for your team, Aaron Judge. What's your opinion of Aaron Judge? You're obviously a Yankees fan. I assume you love him. Is that
100%
correct?
true. Now, I have a blind.
You have a Judge jersey.
I love, for some reason, Brett Gardner, like, for me, has always... He's not that good. I've just always liked him, how he is, how he just, for some reason, he's made of rubber, just never gets injured. R.I.P. I mean, not R.I.P. Aaron Judge, though,
Former
he's
MLB All-Star.
He's a tank.
Brett Gardner.
He's always been a tank. And I know I could definitely, for the most part, as long as he's not injured, he's definitely someone to rely on to just hit the crap out of the ball.
Correct.
He has certainly carried not just the Yankees at times, but your franchise too. As JD mentioned, coming off a semifinals appearance, that's amazing, and 2 playoff appearances in 3 years. Vinny, are there any other, just talking about Yankees players, are there any special Yankees players near and dear to your heart that you think people are sleeping on, that people, get too much hate? Maybe one of your very own catchers, perhaps?
I do enjoy Gary Sanchez, but there's a reason I traded David for Wilson Contreras, okay? Like, I wanted a more consistent, power-hitting, successful catcher in the league, and Wilson Contreras can do that. While Gary Sanchez, consistently puts up the power numbers every year, but he's going to drag my average down. And, it depends on how you want to look. It depends. He'll be a bench player for me this year. And hopefully he stays a bench player and that I'm not completely injured. But listen, don't sleep on that man yet.
Does he have time to turn it around?
He's like 29.
Not
Still
bad, not bad.
youngish. Not terrible. If you look at his career totals, like, it's really not that bad for a catcher. It's just because he had such a terrible 2020, and then his 2021, his average went up, his power numbers went up. He played pretty much a full season, but his catching on TV looks terrible, and the numbers on his defensive side isn't spectacular. But he's still a very good offensive catcher in the long run, looking at the overall league of the MLB. So I have some belief in him. Do I have a lot of belief in him? No.
The Yankees expert that you are, Vinny, can we expect Gary Sanchez to be
Austin
the
Wells.
starter this year? Or is JD, correct me if I'm wrong, is there a prospect? I think his name's like Austin Romine or something. Is there a catcher waiting at Austin Wells?
He's on
Is there a catcher?
He's
Okay.
on my farm system, baby. We are also disrespecting another player in my system, and his name is Joey Bart, the starting catcher for the San Francisco Giants.
Let's talk about that.
Former
You just called Gary
second
Sanchez a bench player for you. That would mean a second catcher position being used on your roster. Yet you
Bo
have
Naylor.
Joey Bart, and you have Austin Wells, and Lord, you better believe you have more catchers than
Naylor
just
and
that as
Harry
well.
Ford.
You've actually self-proclaimed yourself as a hoarder of catchers in this league.
Don't know why.
What's the strategy here?
The strategy here is that I'm definitely open for trades. I'm here and willing to listen to some trade offers for catchers instead of trying to poach some of my prized players and expect to not give up a hefty amount to really sell me on these trades. I'm not going to say names, but yeah, I have a lot of them. Who needs catchers in this league? Who wants catchers in this league? I will trade Gary Sanchez if someone wants Gary Sanchez. I will probably trade.
Important to note, we have a second utility spot in the league this year.
Correct.
Massively could increase the value of catchers because now you just have that second open position where anybody can play, right? You're looking for healthy bodies.
And Joey Bart will be called up this year. He will be on my roster.
Well, Posey retired, man. You got to be excited for Joey
I
Bart,
am.
huh?
Right, he was caught up a little bit earlier than anticipated.
He had, a month in the big so far, maybe a month and a half, you know? Yeah, I mean, he became the de facto starter for a bit because of what happened to Posey in 2020. So I have confidence in him. I mean, they drafted him second overall for a reason. He's a monster. He was a monster in college.
The minor league reports are good.
They are. I mean, he's 20. He's an older prospect. He's 25. So he's been there. He's been around. Like, he's been playing baseball. I don't know how that's going to do well with him being as a catcher in the long run. We'll see. But again, I'm also willing to move on some of my catchers. So whoever watches this and wants some catchers, please don't hesitate to send some offers my way instead of Manny Machado.
Yeah.
Dave, can you still see my screen? I'm going to zoom in.
Yeah,
here.
but again, I'm on my phone, so this is like a small square in the bottom right.
Yeah. I'm going to zoom in. Because my question to you is, are there any players on this list that you have any strong feelings about, you excited about, you want to tell people that, like, oh man, dude, I read this article this offseason that Trent Grisham's going to explode. I don't know, maybe you're super high on the Jorge Soler bandwagon. Any Adolis Garcia, that you kind of came out of nowhere, stole that bid away from the league, and I was like, whoa, Bam Lord Dave actually bids Bam. Who knew? And then Joe Musgrove exploding onto the screen, or onto the scene last year.
How about
but also on my screen.
Is that my team right now? I could open the ESPN app. All right,
this is your team. This is your team.
I mean,
are there any? Yeah, I guess we're just asking. Are there any guys here that you're like, you're super pumped about? Because if I were you, I put it this way. You have way more pieces than Bean does.
Can I put in my 2 cents before he looks at it?
Go ahead, Vinny.
Incredibly excited that David has Luis Hill because I love Luis Hill. Big supporter, big fan.
Yep. But right now, off the bat, I mean, no one in particular.
It's a lockout.
I'm not super paying attention to it as of now, since I usually. Again, one, there's a lockout, so we might not even have a season right now.
We technically can't be talking about baseball right now.
And, again, I'm just not really used to going this in-depth with all of this, you know? Yep. Like, I do take a look at my team the closer we're getting to actually having a season and starting a season. But have I been looking at my team the past few months and analyzing everything? Absolutely not.
It's fine. It's...
Absolutely.
And if I'm being honest, I really haven't done that either. I was so taken up by football. This is a big football year for me, so I was so consumed by that for a long time.
Dave, are you a football fan too?
Giants and Islanders.
No, Rangers love out here.
Yankees, Giants, and Islanders. So not a Mets, Nets, and Jets.
And basketball, I'm a Knicks fan, but I don't know too much about it. I mean, it is fun to watch, but I would have to say those are the three.
He watches because I have it on.
What's up?
You watch it because I put it on sometimes.
Yeah. There you go. Drew, why don't you pull up Vinny's team real quick here?
Gotcha.
To anyone in the league who doesn't know, Dave is my roommate.
Quick look here.
This is true.
I mean, there's a lot of guys I like on Vinny's team.
Trade Master General.
Let's do that.
That's fine.
Well, hey, JD, Vinny hasn't made any moves since other than a couple of acquisitions. Let me go ahead and just.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull up the preseason predictions here.
I actually haven't seen
Oh,
these. I didn't get
there
a
you
chance to
go.
look at them, so this would be great.
Yeah.
No.
I made one move today. I picked up Michael King again.
No,
Oh
it
yeah.
was because
Is he still a prospect for
it was
you?
he already
Technically, he's no
graduated,
longer a
and then you wanted
prospect.
to
I did ask
tag
to
him
put
like 2 weeks
Bamchise
after
in,
his
and no one did.
graduation.
So
No,
I'm
no,
so
you have to do it like once he hits that threshold, you have to place it the week.
Oh, you can't do it after
he hits
graduation.
that threshold. You missed it by a week, but you know what? Luckily, no harm done. Yeah.
Oh, I
you
missed
go.
it. I missed it by a week. Oh, okay. I'd rather him on my team. I'd rather him on my team than others. So he's gonna be He's gonna be pivotal in that bullpen for the Yankees. That's a pivotal piece.
Man, I'm so scared with how slow this is loading that it's gonna appear absolutely horrific on video.
No, we can see it.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I mean,
I do have a question. Are we?
I don't know why. I actually have this down.
Are we forever gonna be fuck the Nats?
wasn't it
Yeah,
another
bro.
name at first?
What
Didn't
the
it change
fuck?
to fuck the Nats?
Oh
It was-
yeah.
It was fuck the Stros for a bit, wasn't it?
If there was
Was
an
it?
OG name, it would have
I think it was
that
right at the
like
beginning.
The first name
It would've
ever,
had-
or was there an original
would've
name?
had
I'm
to.
trying to remember.
too.
Fuck the Stros.
Right.
I think because the league didn't have a name until the group me became fuck the whatever, and then
That's all right.
we put a name. We put a name
Vinny's
really
team.
to it.
Oh, the season
Huh.
preview.
Yeah, I guess
it's all
I
right,
don't
though.
have
What
it
are you trying to pull
downloaded.
up?
I thought I did.
Yeah.
This document, but like not on a
Drew, just pull up
PowerPoint.
Vinny's ESPN team.
All right, we improvise. We'll do it live.
Okay.
Yeah, guess we'll.
Oh, jeez.
No, this is fine. I'm gonna go to the preseason rankings. I want Vinny to read what people wrote about him.
Oh Jesus! I don't know why I don't just pull up.
Do you have access to it yet? You figured that out?
Trust me, I know it says loading. It'll.
By the way, can we just talk about how bad the ESPN app is? Because like,
Yo, when I
The fact
logged
that I
on
can't-
earlier and I saw my team was gone for like a
No,
second, I was
you
like,
were
damn,
not-
they cut me. Okay, cool.
corporate needs you to find the
Oh my
differences.
god!
Corporate needs you to find the differences between the picture and this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
Just
Yeah,
Jared
multiple
Cole and
Cy
Robbie
Young
Ray, bro.
winners.
They're both AL East Cy Young winners.
Multiple Cy
I already
Young, multiple
noticed a
Cy Young award
notable
winners,
snub
0
in the
combined
projected
playoff
starting
winners.
lineup.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about with this fucking
So,
franchise's
all right.
history.
So a couple guys that, like Austin Riley, love. Manny Machado, love. Gleyber
Yeah,
Torres,
all right.
I do
What's
not
your
love.
opinion,
Luke
JD?
Voigt,
Go
I've
ahead.
gotten off that train. I love that outfield though. Mookie, Meadows, Hayes. That's got there's a lot of potential there. The biggest snub, I think, there's no Ty France on that starting
Strong
lineup.
outfield.
I do too. That's why I have Vinny in the playoffs this year.
And
yeah,
then,
Ty France is being asked about and will probably,
yeah,
if he'll be there. He'll start if
Tommy
he's
John,
on the roster.
right? But I mean,
Also, Dustin May is not playing this year, isn't he?
No, he's not.
but, I
That's
mean,
why he's
look,
at the bottom.
Even without Dustin May, that
I would
pitching
assume you're
staff
not cutting
is
him though, Vinny,
solid.
I
right?
am not.
He'll remain
I'm
on your
lacking in
roster.
depth.
He's too
I think
valuable.
it's just lacking in depth. I mean, Garrett Cole,
Yeah.
Robbie Ray, Plesac, Castillo, Javier might I like.
I
Javier.
agree.
But I think alone, just having Cole and Ray, that could carry you over the hump for some weeks. Right.
Oh, he's got some guys, dude. Vinny has Cade Cavalli coming up. Those of you who don't know, #1 Nationals prospect. He is a pitcher, and he will be a top 20 pitcher.
He was throwing
prospect.
He was closing out games. I'm pretty sure at Oklahoma, and he was throwing 100. So
Damn.
He's disgusting.
And then my first from our first
Max Meyer.
BAM infusion for the draft, I took the kid out of Minnesota who is going to be he's going to pitch for the Marlins. I assume Max Meyer is going to be.
Yeah, that's this year. You got Max Meyer this year.
I hope he comes up.
Oh, he'll be up this year. I've been saying forever, top 2 pitchers for the last year in my dream system. Yeah. I got Grayson Rodriguez, who's owned by your division rival Bean. I got Grayson Rodriguez 1. 2, though, I got Max Meyer.
Drew.
He's my number 2. He's disgusting.
He throws hard. Sorry, go ahead, Vinny. He has some fucking nasty pitches. A slide piece. Yeah. I'm excited about him as a prospect. He's going to be he's going to be like, well, I'll keep Garrett Cole and Robbie Ray. He's going to be my 3. He's going to pass Plesac in like 2 seconds. I think,
which is not bad, dude. Could you imagine your pitching staff is Cole, Ray, Meyer, and then Plesac, Javier, and Eovaldi, and then Dustin May going forward? Like that's nice. Disgusting.
Yeah, and
it's so.
I had
good.
I had better pitching numbers than I did offensive numbers when I thought it would be the other way around. I'm not sure where I lacked most, but I think I struggled with power for a while there, and RBIs. Really just like couldn't get runs in. It felt like I was watching the New York Yankees for most of the season.
Mookie had a down season.
He was injured for a good portion of it, and when he played, it wasn't great. Yeah.
I would like to credit Vinny here, and JD, maybe you agree with me. He held on. Austin Hayes was one of the original Bandits, and he held on to Austin Hayes. And now, looking ahead, Austin Hayes is a top 200 draft pick in ESPN redraft leagues. Like, people are expecting Austin Hayes to hit 260, 20 home runs, and 85 RBIs. Like that's.
And he's got stolen base potential too. I forget he's projected like
stolen base potential. So like, this is a guy that people would have given up on him. Vinny got him for pretty cheap. He held on to him as a prospect. This is why I've been in on Vinny for years. He's not made bad, quick decisions to blow up his team like some league members like Ryan and Bean. Vinny's kept the course. Like this could be the year, dude. This I literally think no offense, JD, but also all the offense in the world because I think your team is bad. Vinny might win the division this year.
I appreciate the confidence in that. Like, I felt good.
Ironically, JD had the best record for you than anyone else. That's actually crazy.
I mean, finishing above 500 is the goal right now, and Drew. I gotta read this. Oh God, I know Christian Pache has a chance to make it. He just needs a steal. I want this to be known.
I don't have it recorded anywhere, so.
Pretty sure I traded Hoi-Jun Park.
Nope.
JD, do you know? I don't think he did.
Yeah, I keep seeing him, and I feel like he played on someone else's. Didn't someone else pick him up this year?
Off the record, black market trade over here, maybe?
It wasn't off the record. I'm pretty sure I don't know, but if he's still in my system, cool.
Oh wow,
that's fine. Joey Bart is like Joey Bart. I'm super excited about. I would be excited about my shortstop from Minnesota, but that man.
Right.
I
mean,
Mr. Expensive Ass Royce Lewis.
There you go.
He would help my Gleyber Torres issue. Hey, I still believe in Gleyber, even though he's going to be a second baseman.
Last 2 bullet points.
I want to draw everyone's attention to this bottom bullet point down here. We talked about Cade. We talked about Cade. We talked about Max, and we'll go right up to your bullet point, your second to last bullet point, JD. We talked about Cade. We talked about Max. Bobby Miller and SW are Simeon Woods Richardson, which Vinny got off me in a drunken trade deal in Chicago last year. Kind of regret that.
Yes.
That, like, I don't, his 4 starters on the last page, I think all 3 of those guys could pass Zach Plesac, and Zach Plesac is absolutely a starter in our league. So, like, Vinny's got the pitching, and I already think his offense is better than his pitching. God, Vinny, just win the division this year so I look like a fucking genius, please.
Can I just okay? Here's one thing. Can we just play baseball first, and then 2? Yes, can my team just fucking do it?
Wow.
Once? Jesus Christ! Like, I mean,
All right,
what do I have to do? Like, for fuck's sake! I made a bunch of trades.
Oh, yeah.
I made a bunch of trades to build this core, and
so
like
Vinny,
piece
like I love
together some
Vinny's
things.
core group of prospect pitching.
Like,
I think
JD, you want to address the
foundation.
second to last bullet point? Did you have a point
Vinny
about this
also has
one?
a
Hold on.
tendency to kind of spend BAM in a reckless manner. We got Joey Bart, Royce Lewis, and Christian Pache. 112 BAM for all 3, and we're not even counting 22 BAM spent on Yerman Mercedes mid-season last year, and he almost he retired for a day. Yes, you did.
Oh,
early
why'd you do it to him?
It was April.
You like spending.
I got him
BAM.
in April when he was hot, and he helped for like a month or 2. I just still couldn't win for shit. Yeah. That's why I still have like 6. That's why I have 60 BAM, and I'm trying to make smaller moves to add depth to the farm. But let's also note that Joey Bart, Royce Lewis, and Christian Pache were all got when we first figured out BAM, and you all admit. Okay, hold on. If we're going to talk about 112 BAM on these 3 guys who still who can still pan out. Let's talk about 119 BAM spent on. I'm sorry, he's a player now for the New York Mets.
Now, if you're asking
Jonathan
me, would I rather have Bart,
119
BAM and 3 BAM or VR? I think there's a clear winner.
115. I thought it was 19.
It's not VR.
And it's not VR. Let's. No, and my thought process, Joey Bart, I don't care how much I spent back then. I believe on his offensive potential. Royce Lewis tearing his ACL, no one could have seen that because he had good minor league numbers as a power and
former number 1 overall
pick. And Christian Pache, I kind of panic bought because I thought that I believed in the farm system of Atlanta to where they would develop good young outfielders like, look at Acuna and so on. I thought that Pache would be the next coming of a young stud outfielder. Hey, listen. He's a world champion, okay? I wanted it.
I wrote the last two bullet
I don't know who
wrote
wrote this these color commentary bullet points, but whoever it was, Vinny just called them out on their bullshit about the 112 BAM.
Listen, it's totally fair. It's totally fair. It's a lot of BAM, but we didn't know what BAM was worth. And that's always...
Again, yeah, you make a fair point. VR 115 BAM. As somebody who's personally attacked by that, I feel it.
You got it for 8 BAM. That is correct.
Oh, good question.
Let's
go to Vinny's farm.
I'm a big fan of Roger Carriott. And I got him for 5, or I got him for 8 BAM. I listen. He's a long way off. He's a Jason Dominguez type, long way off, even longer. but he's a position of need that a lot of teams will want in the long run. Not even in our fantasy league, I mean in baseball. And when the Yankees make trades, they'll probably trade this guy for pitching.
So you add only 5
Wow,
teams.
I'm looking at this now, and I was really excited for Braylon
Yeah,
Marquez, and I don't know why
you have
I was
a good
excited
amount.
for him.
Big injury. That's it, Vinny. He just a big injury.
It's a nice mix.
I have a good amount. I have depth in the farm. Whether or not it's good depth is to be determined.
He's got long term. He's got short term. This is why I'm high on Vinny's team. Stop fucking letting me down.
I'm trying
bitch.
to stop letting myself down. I'm trying to be Dave here.
So,
okay,
yeah.
This man's been to the semis.
Right,
this man's been to the. This is
a good time to
let it be
pivot
known.
to
This man won a
David here.
division. I'm pretty sure
And
he
we've
won a
said this,
division
I think,
title.
every single
I think.
podcast.
First year
won a
he
division-
did.
you won a
No
division
set
title.
method
You should-
for creating your
A
own
t-shirt,
farm
yeah.
system. You could be Bean, who has 69 prospects in his farm. You could be David, who has 2 prospects, but about a third of the BAM in this league. You could be Vinny, who has a nice mix and match of both. There's no set method for creating your team, and I think that's what's beautiful about this farm system that we've created. And so we're going to David here. You see those 2 prospects, Luis Gill and Corbin Martin. Oh, it's fine. But those are his. Wait, Drew, we're talking about his farm right here, real quick. He has those 2 prospects. You know, the least in the league. He also has 400.
Oh, sorry. I'll go back.
Adam
here
said
we go.
time and time again, this is a top 3 farm system. I agree with him. I think it's a top 3 or top 4 farm system, and I just think it's because that 407 BAM can really go a long way. I mean, he could pivot to the Bean method and get 81 prospects for 5 BAM in 24 hours if he wanted to right now. He could trade that BAM for immediate contributors. I mean, no one else is really competing on that level of BAM except for Joe, who has 249. That's like
Corbin Martin
almost 150
is a guy.
fewer than David. So I'm just gonna let it be known. I think this is a top
249.
4 farm system. You guys can ridicule me all you want. Adam wants it to be known. He believes this is a top farm system.
Oh,
You could. You could.
I personally think you could buy Bean's entire farm system for less than the total amount of BAM that Dave has, and Bean has 69
Hey,
prospects.
that's a former Astro, and I think the Diamondbacks just got the pitching coach.
I just
from the
can't get over
Astros.
the Corbin Martin.
He's
So,
a
you
guy.
know what?
You're not wrong
He's
there.
a guy.
Corbin
thing,
Martin,
'cause that's great.
2022 could be his year. He is a guy.
He is a
Young.
guy. He
Not wrong.
definitely is that.
Well, yeah. I can we just say, am I wrong? Did Adolis Garcia win the AL Cy Young
no,
last
it was
year?
a Rosa Reyna that was Rookie of the Year, right?
So fuck me. The AL Rookie of the
It
Year.
was
Sure he
Rosa
did win Rookie
Reyna,
of the Year, right?
Luis Garcia of the Astros.
So
Juan
Bam
Franco,
Lord
and
Dave
Adolis Garcia
got the Rookie of the Year last year.
is what it looks like.
He was.
Did he
was
win
a
it? Okay, so
finalist.
Adolis got.
He was a finalist.
Yep.
Okay. The point still stands though. Adolis Garcia was a Rookie of the Year finalist, and Jonathan India was a NL Rookie of the Year winner. The point is, Max and Dave have the 2 smallest farm systems in the league, and yet they both produced 2 top 5 Rookie of the Year candidates
Correct.
in their farm systems,
Oh,
right?
Luis Hill-
It's
Luis
like
Hill.
quality over quantity.
And Luis Hill's a stud. I will die on this hill that man is a stud. And he's got swag. Well,
I love
that
it.
guy came in when the Yankees needed him the most. He threw like 6 1/3 innings in his major league debut or whatever.
I
He
wanna-
has the most amount of strikeouts through innings
Dave,
pitched for a young pitcher like him in Yankees history. We're talking about the Yankees history. Kids
Fingers
got
crossed.
something. Love Luis Hill. Now trade him.
Dave, Dave, what do you think about these? So we have Adam Green. If you don't, you probably don't know Adam. Dave, JD and I went to college with Adam. He's also an Ohio State kid. He is a Nationals fan. He is the reason our league's name is Fuck the Nats. But he has you predicted with a winning record, whereas I have you fairly under 500. JD a little bit even more under 500. You yourself, where do you see your team
I heard you
this
guys talking
year?
about this on one of your earlier episodes, which I have watched a few of them, and they've given me some good pointers for what to look for moving forward. But I mean, I don't know. You can't. I mean, I can only guess as much as I want. I mean, I'd love to be over 500.
Drew,
but then again, being over 500
Drew,
doesn't.
You
don't need to have that to make it to the semis, to the playoffs. You know. So.
Well, very clearly.
That last bullet point
As
by league commissioner.
I mean, I'd love
Adam
to go
here.
over 500.
I'm thrilled
just
to take this
prove all of you
opportunity
guys
to be
wrong,
the high
but I
man
can't
on
guarantee
Bam
that.
Lord Dave. I just want to point
I would
that
love it
out
too.
for
I would
Adam.
love it too.
He's not here right now, but I'm sure it's a point of emphasis that he would like. Adam is a believer in you. Is there room on the bandwagon for others to join?
All right, let's do the bandwagon. Let's keep it going.
I would also
There's always room.
I would also like to take the over on 3.5 additional prospects to the farm system. I think David's gonna fucking hammer the over. He's gonna have plenty of. I think he's gonna go on a Bam tangent after this, and we're not ready for it.
So I want to go over just a couple of key things because, Dave, I think this will quell a lot of anxiety in the league if we are on air explaining just a couple of key things about the farm systems to you. So you asked earlier for the link to the farm system. I hope you now have that. I know you're on your phone. Yeah. So I know it might be hard. You're on your phone screen to look, but we do have this farm system built out. It shows everything you will ever need. It has every MLB top 100 prospect. And let me be clear. This is not just for Dave, guys. This is for all of you at home because I know about 30% of you in the league don't have this page bookmarked, like this spreadsheet. So whether or not you do or not, like just do try to visit every once in a while if you ever need it. Message JD, myself, message the group, me, whatever. Somebody will send it to you guys. But we have every MLB draft. We have all the first round picks and like who's been bid on. Like we know Jackson Merrill is the highest drafted player in last year's MLB draft that doesn't have a BAM bid on him. We have the top 20 prospects in every farm system very conveniently marked up with their price. So you can like have relative terms of what each player like has been bid on in that farm system available to you at a glance. So we kind of like help you guys have every resource possible. And no one wants to shame you for not having prospects, Dave, because Max,
here's the deal.
If you don't know,
has
Max has hardly any prospects as well. And yet he's had a
305
very
per
successful tenure. Not that you haven't yourself, right? You just made a fucking semifinal last year, right? So
Yeah, how much did he?
How is that
pay for
possible?
these guys?
yeah, it's crazy. So Max, here, Dave, you want the backstory? I'll show you the backstory because this might be something else you don't know. We track every single transaction that has to do with your farm system
Spent 90
in
BAM
here. So
with
why does Max have
Mustakas.
so little BAM? Because Max spent right here
30 BAM for Kenley James.
85 BAM on Pete Alonso.
Just like spending BAM.
How about 90 BAM for Moustakis?
And 90 BAM on Mike Moustakis. I wasn't going to bring that one up, but yes. And 30 BAM, that was last season. So there have been some transactions made here, but Max doesn't have a super strong farm system. So I guess my point is the over under 3.5 new prospects added to Bam Lord Dave's farm system, I think is escaping the point of Bam Lord Dave. Dave, correct me if I'm wrong. You want to compete, and it sounds like you're going to this season. That's all I need.
I think
that's all anyone should care about.
I think there's a fire that's been lit under his ass.
I mean, there's been a few comments that have been made throughout the league that I've noticed. I don't always comment on them, but I do notice them. And I'm not gonna lie,
you're gonna have some fun.
These spreadsheets on my phone, if that. But now that I have this open on my computer and I see all these tabs open, I mean, Jesus Christ, guys! Like, how did you do all of this? Like, how do you guys have the time for all of this?
I mean,
I have a full-time job that isn't my full-time job because my full-time job is as a commissioner of this league.
But no, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and
right. I think the number one thing is we want you to have fun.
No one, Dave, wants to put you in a spot where you're not like making this the experience you want it to be. I'm gonna just voice the concerns of, we want you to have fun, and this isn't meant to be a fucking. It's not a job, and this isn't meant to be an intervention. This is an interview about you. I'm so happy that the rest of the league is getting to see you and your face. That there's a face behind this Bam Lord, right?
What did you do last year?
So this is. Whatever comes out of this, it's great. Guys, this is Bam Lord Dave. He made a semifinal. That's more than half of you fucking can say you've accomplished in your lives.
He's got 2 more playoff appearances than I fucking do.
Yeah, it could be worse. It could be worse.
Absolutely.
Average Bam bid by owner. Fuck me.
Vinny, you expensive motherfucker.
Again, early Bam bids were pretty bad.
I don't know why I just clicked through this, but we have a variety of things on here, variety of resources. Use them how you will. We have Bam bids. They outstand for 24 hours every time you make another bid.
Live Bam bids.
It resets another 24 hours. So
I love it.
I don't know. Check the page before you go to sleep if you're interested in a guy. Maybe not.
On air as we conduct the rest of this.
Wow, live Bam bid.
No. I love it.
I mean, you got to respect the commitment, you know?
I do. So, okay. Vinny, we did a quiz for Bam Lord Dave earlier, just on his knowledge of his team, right? I want to put you on the spot here. Not the same thing, but you've been a little bit more interactive with the league and everything. I kind of want to know where you are at, with each owner. Like, how much do you know each owner in the league? So I'm going to ask you, who is this person's favorite baseball team? Mm-hmm. Like MLB baseball team, and I want you to tell me.
Okay. Did you point?
You think you're good with that?
I think I can do a decent amount.
Okay.
No. We mentioned this a few minutes ago.
So Vinny, we'll start with Adam. We'll just go alphabetical order. Adam, who's his favorite MLB
team?
He's Seattle.
If you want a hint, Bean went to high school with Drew and I.
He's the Nationals fan. All right, so Bean is the Seattle fan.
Bean is not the Seattle fan. No.
So he's a Reds fan.
It's a great hint. He's a fan.
Is he a Bengals fan?
Oh. No, he's a New Orleans Saints fan because he's randomly a Drew Brees Purdue fan. Okay. I don't get it either.
Adam Nats, I should know that because he complimented me on getting Carter Keyboom that one year.
Oh, shit.
I swear I thought Bean was from, or not from Seattle or like the Seattle Mariners. I know someone.
Oh, we're getting to him. But Bean is from Cincinnati. He went to high school with JD and I. He's a Red. We haven't done his interview yet. He'll be the last one in the series to do. Yes, he's a Reds fan. He look, Bean has his girlfriend, Julie, who
Oh,
is
Jesus.
amazing. I love her to death. She's awesome. And he dedicates his life to three things. And it's Julie, his job, and this fantasy
Oh my
baseball league.
god! I
So
really was wondering where you were going with that, my guy.
yeah, I no, no. I get a call from him every fucking day about this league. He's all over everybody in this league about trades. If you get a trade request from Bean and you feel offended by it, feel free to ignore him. He is on this shit every day
he's
of
got
the
5
week.
fans.
I love you, Bean. It's great. It's great. It adds character to the league. But like for those of you who might feel overwhelmed by it, just know that's where he's coming from. He loves this league with his fucking life. He's a Reds fan. He's from Cincinnati. Adam's a Nationals fan. He's one of our commissioners. He helped create this whole BAM farm system.
Adam, I
thing.
should know. I definitely should know. Not even because you mentioned it before. It was because like I've talked to him about it before. Bean,
Yeah.
I fucked up. David is
No
David's
problem.
a Yankees fan.
Yankees. You know my favorite team, Vinny?
Do I know your favorite team? You do like the Yankees. I know you do, but you're not. I don't.
They're my AL team. I was born in New York,
You're,
so
you have an AL and NL team. You are
Okay.
mostly a Cardinals fan, though.
mostly a
Sure.
Cardinals fan. There you go. All right, you know me, Vinny.
Okay.
I love it.
I live right across
All right,
from
who's
Coors
Jack?
Field. I'm
I'm
looking right
gonna
at
skip
Coors
over
Field
Jack
right
real
now.
quick.
Okay.
I'm going to go by process of elimination here. I know that JD likes
Yeah.
the Rockies. I don't know why.
Oh, he's Yankees. He's Yankees.
I know you are now. Joe's a Mets fan. Mike's a Mets fan. Ryan's a Yankees fan, unless he's got another team that I don't know about.
Yankees fan.
Is Sean
Ryan also Ohio State.
is Sean the Mariners fan?
Jack's the Mariners.
So very, very close. Sean lives with the other Mariners.
Oh, son of a bitch. Is it Jack?
Jack is the other Mariners fan. We just did his interview. He is from an island right off the coast of Seattle called Bainbridge Island. He grew up a Seattle Mariners fan. His dad's a huge Mariners fan. Jack and Sean have been roommates in Seattle for a while, in case you missed the interview.
Good.
Jack is a big Mariners fan. Sean, like John
Max
Duong
is
himself,
also
is a
from
Rockies
Cincinnati.
fan. I believe his
played-
parents are from
There
Denver
you go.
originally. So
We
Sean
play
is a
Ultimate
Rockies
Red
fan.
Devils.
Jack is the
I
I
Mariners
don't
fan.
know Max and his fandom at all.
Okay.
So he's a Reds fan.
He's a Reds fan. Yep.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely. And obviously, finally, yourself, Vinny, you're a Yankees fan. Do you have an NL team that you like to root for?
I've had a few that I've kind of pulled for through the years that I've never been devoted to them at all. Like when it comes to football, like I root for the Jets and I root for the 49ers. Like those are two devoted teams. But I think I pulled for the Dodgers. Not when they won the World
Adrian
Series,
Gonzalez
but like
just
years
retired,
ago, like
didn't he?
early 2010s. I thought they were a young, up and coming team that was exciting. I was a big Matt Kemp fan at the time. Adrian Gonzalez.
I
He
too
did just retire.
enjoy my Padres process.
I really enjoy the Padres because I do have some San Diego ties, and they're just super fun to watch, and they've been super fun to watch. So as of right now, I kind of pull for them in the NL if I really had to.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a fun team. I got to root for them. Fernando Tatis Jr., his father being a legendary
Vinny knows
Cardinals third baseman, Fernando Tatis Sr. I feel a little bit of love
And
there.
the only man to ever
Vinny,
hit
you
two grand
collecting
slams in
baseball
the
cards
same
still?
inning or game.
Normally, only Cardinals fans know that. I love that you know that
I
too.
do know that. I've watched a lot of MLB Network history takes.
Oh my!
Not takes, but history. Like I've seen that.
Sure.
Am I doing it still? No, I haven't bought cards in a while, but I gotta.
Vinny,
I, got,
I didn't know you did that. Wait, I'll be
I
right
have
back.
a decent collection.
That's crazy.
My favorite card is
Yeah,
still
I remember
Mike
when you
Trout.
got
I
that,
have
you
a
were
Mike Trout
freaking
rookie card. Bro,
Yep.
I paid for it. I bought it for $20
Oh man.
at a local card shop.
Pro far, pro good.
I mean, we're talking about Mike
But
Trout.
you
Is it
have
in the
it.
best
You got
condition? No, but we're talking about Mike Trout. I do have his card. I have a couple. I have like Jerks and Profar. Not like that's a big one. I have a Matt Harvey rookie card.
That's awesome. I love Matt Harvey. I wish so much he would have been better. Like
I mean,
in
he
his
was a
later
god up
career.
until he got hurt, man. Let's not god, but you know what I mean.
Did you ever watch him pitch live?
Did I ever?
Damn.
No, I don't think I ever saw him live. Come on, RJ
Okay.
Barrett, fucker.
So, Vinny, I get baseball cards every month delivered in a subscription
Every
box.
month.
Every month, I pay it's like $40. I get like 6 or 7 unopened packs. Some from like the 80s and 90s. A couple of modern day packs. I got this Mike Laffey, Ian Anderson rookie card.
Mike Laffey, Ian Anderson.
Well, Laffey has Ian
I see.
Anderson, so I associate him with him. But point is, I get some sick cards. I had no idea you collected baseball cards. I will.
I had like a bigger collection in the early 2010s when I was in high school, and like
What'd you do with them? You sold them?
I kept the most valuable ones, the rookie cards, and the other card kind of like stored in storage somewhere. They're really not that big of a deal, but like
Sure.
my most valuable card possession is the Mike Trout rookie card.
That's what I do. That's why I keep like my Tony Gonsolin All-Star holographic cards away for the same reason,
have
right?
it in a sheath, like I have it in something, but it's not
exactly.
I don't know if it's in bad shape, but it's not in perfect shape. It sucks because I can only imagine what that rookie card goes for now. I do think I have an Aaron Judge rookie card, so I'm happy about that one. I think I do have an Aaron Judge rookie card. I have to look at it. I think it's at
Somewhere
our
around
apartment, David. I think it's like in my room somewhere. But
Just somewhere around here.
Go ahead, steal my shit. Somewhere in there, somewhere in that pile of mess. I really liked getting Topps' baseball cards back in the day. Like Topps was my shit. Like I used to just go and order them, buy them at like Dick's Sporting Goods, and just it was a fun little hobby to have. Like I did the same thing with like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like Pokemon cards back when I was younger. So the card collection has been there, but it kind of died off recently.
Absolutely. Well, we are at an hour and 15. We're going to be getting here close to the end of the interview because we got to wrap it up. But both of you guys, thank you so much for joining this. I know this means
it's been
a lot to the league. Just
yeah, it's been fun to actually I'm glad that we got to do this. I like doing podcasts. I want to do my own podcast. So it's like cool to actually do it. Shit, I just dropped something.
we are far from
start some-
professionals. We are trying to abide by like a weekly cadence. We get for those of you at home who don't know, we have 5 hours per month. I
We're about
subscribe to
2.5
this service.
hours
It's
done
like
with a month already.
a certain amount of money per month. I don't want to say the number because I always forget, but it's like we subscribe to this. We get 5 hours per month to record. So we try to use all 5 hours. And so this is part of that 2.5. So we got more stuff coming. We're trying to do an interview with each person in the league. We did Vinny and Bam Lord Daves together. I thought they would be together since they are roommates.
It's usually the case.
Yeah. This just didn't happen tonight. But doesn't matter. This has been absolutely fantastic. So hopefully all of you guys get a better understanding of who Vinny is, who Dave is, where they're coming from, what their allegiances are. Kind of
Bam Lord Dave.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. There were some doubts.
He's a real person who's going to play in this league and participate. He's here, man. He does exist.
Let's keep it going.
We are pumped for year 4. Dave, make this league the way you want it to be. I know that earlier you were like, man, I just did this because you guys needed people and it sounded fun and everything, but like
the levels that you guys may have expected, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to not participate.
Vinny has yet to make the playoffs. Let's keep that out there.
All right, I'll hold
there's no expectation.
Made an appearance in the semifinal game.
Yeah, right. Come on.
Yeah.
What?
His team's looking strong, though, so
Exactly.
we'll see this year.
Thank you. Listen, it always looks strong, and it fucking sucks.
Bam Lord and Trey.
Man, I had Nolan Arenado and Manny Machado on the same team, and I still didn't.
Oh, I will say though, this isn't just for BLD, but this is for everyone out there. If you guys don't have my phone number, I think all of you do, but if you don't, just DM me on GroupMe. I'll give you my phone number. You can literally text me any moment during the day. I'll never get upset if you text me about this league, if you have questions, anything like that. You need the link to the sheet. You need the link to the BAM prospect bid. You want to know how to place a BAM bid. You want to know how to use any of the technology in the league. Like, just let me know. Text me anytime. DM me anytime. Always open to it. But I'm so excited that you guys were so willing and open to do this interview, and that we have you guys, sounds like, all on board for this season. And Vinny, you probably at the most influential position of any of us need to get the fucking baseball league started, man.
I mean, I don't have any pull on this. I can't comment on who's leading it or what's really truly going on. I'll
The fact that you can't comment on it means you have more influence than the rest of us.
No, it's more like I can't like be a fan about it truly. I can't like comment and be like, I can't say certain things about certain people or anything like that. I'm like, you know, tied to that. But
can't lose 100 games if you don't play 100
we
games.
get a baseball. Who knows?
Let's get a
That's the mindset of the Rockies fan right now.
Knock on wood.
If
No.
yeah.
There you go.
That is the mindset of the Rockies fandom.
I didn't lose 100. Oh, okay. I thought you actually meant like 100. Like I thought I lost 100 games.
Not a way to look
Like
at. Not
in
a bad way to
fantasy,
look at.
and I was like, oh, wait, did I?
Oh man.
No, exactly. Like, I really hope that we get it soon.
Do you guys?
We're gonna go grow.
Do you guys have any other final thoughts? You guys have questions for us? Questions for the people out there in the audience? Which, let me be very clear, the audience is exclusively like this league. No one else is listening to this. You guys have anything else you guys want to say? You want to add? You want to tell them about yourselves at all? Literally, the floor is yours. I won't interrupt you guys. If you guys want to say anything, go ahead.
Look at that camera. Cheers to a 2022
Yeah.
season, and let's just kick each other's asses.
I love it.
I will also add to that with, I haven't made the fucking playoffs, and it's goddamn frustrating and annoying, and it seems like every
just
year
make
something
victory
fucking
taste that
happens,
much
but I'm
better.
coming for your asses. Coming for your ass. It will. Just like
There
it
you
did
go.
in our fantasy football league. That tasted good. That took a while to be there. I have one more thing. I believe in Bam Lord Dave over there. I believe in him as a fantasy owner. The man has already won. Like, he's won games, and he's made it to the postseason, and he's made a playoff run. Like, don't lose doubt. Don't lose hope on that guy. Don't lose hope on that guy. Like, fantasy is meant to be fun for everyone, and depending on how you want to.
I want to tell you guys a story real quick, okay? But before everyone leaves here, right? And maybe nobody is listening. We're an hour and 22 minutes into this thing, but let's say you guys are still listening here, right? Vinny about a year ago visited me in Chicago, and I remember that it was about a year ago because I was watching a American Athletic Conference basketball game on TV because I asked Vinny to go to a bar with me. There was snow on the ground, middle of winter, Wichita State-Memphis game. For those of you who don't know, big Wichita State fan. Of course, I was watching the game somewhere. Invited Vinny out for drinks. Not that he's a Wichita State fan, but because like he was in town visiting Chicago, he had already moved away to New York. It was just, we had to get drinks. We had to talk fantasy baseball, so we did. I asked Vinny, I said, what's to do with Dave here? And he said he and Dave watch baseball, not just baseball, but other sports too. Baseball and other sports, basically every night. They get home from work, they watch sports. They talk about the league every fucking night. So, my point of this story, and that was an extremely short story, but I got the point across. These guys fucking care. I don't want to hear any more fucking hate mail about any of this shit. These guys are legit.
Hey,
Vinny's going to
Drew,
compete.
you know who
BLD
didn't
is going to
care?
compete.
Tyson E.T.
All three
He's got
commissioners
1 for
agree this
12
guy's a
and now
top
lost
4
to
farm
Memphis.
system in the
There you
league. All 4 commissioners agree that Vinny's going to have a better season than he did last year.
And with
And
that,
JD's team
thank
fucking
you,
sucks.
Vinny.
That's
Thank you,
my
David,
opinion
for
alone.
joining us on Season 1, Episode 7 of the FTN
Damn.
podcast.
Yeah. Of course.
Episode 7. It's been a pleasure.
All right.
Can't wait to be back on again whenever.
It's been a pleasure,
whenever you're
boys.
done with this series.
We'll bring you back in to talk about the Yankees, Vinny.
Sure. And hopefully we'll have a
Fingers
baseball
crossed.
season at that fucking point.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be
nice.
very
That'd be
nice.
nice.
Alrighty. Have a
All
good
right.
one, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.